There is the book, CBC Exposed. It's doing very well right now. I want to thank you. If you've already bought a copy, I want to thank you for that. If you haven't bought a copy, some interesting news. One, you will be able to get this book at Chapters soon. We don't have full details on when it will be available. We'll bring those to you when they do, but things are moving forward on that front, so it should be at a bookstore near you before Christmas. Secondly, you can get it easily, Amazon.ca right now. Sales are going very well right now. You can get it by the end of the week. But if you go to Sun News Network's Facebook page, you can also win copies. So just punch in Sun News Network at facebook.com. You will be able to find it. Now, why would we want to expose CBC? Well, maybe it's because of the way they report on things. Last night, in their coverage of Toronto Mayor Rob Ford, could have been a chapter in and of itself. Check this out.
What kind of record would Rob Ford be running on?
Wendy, Rob Ford's rule here at City Hall has been controversial from the start. In the end, there didn't turn out to be that much gravy at City Hall.
You just called him a fat.
But the man who would be mayor proved early on his anger and his antics would overshadow him. He was caught reading while driving and even flipping the finger at a fellow motorist.
It's me, Mayor Delahunty.
And then there was the time he called police when a CBC comedy crew showed up at his door. The missteps and the apologies just kept adding up.
CBC. What would we do without them? For a more balanced view, let's turn to Christina Blizzard. She is the Dean of the Queen's Park Press Gallery, our columnist there. And Christina, you've covered a government that has real scandals. And your column this morning, I thought, put it brilliantly. You put Toronto Mayor Rob Ford up against the McGuinty government, which has had real scandals, and said, oh, there's no comparison here.
Oh, well, absolutely. Brian, you'll remember the first thing that happened was one of Dalton McGuinty's cabinet ministers, Harinder Takar, was found to have breached the integrity rules by the integrity commissioner.
Sounds similar to what happened with Rob Ford. What happened to him? I bet he got the boot and thrown in jail or something, right?
Yeah, you'd lose that one. I'm sorry. No, he got promoted, actually. He's still in cabinet, and guess what? He's running to be premier. Yes, he's one of the leadership contenders now, so clearly he didn't get the message. He didn't get...
Well, I'm sure that some of them must have been booted out of office. What about this guy that hid all the documents on the power plant move that was done for political reasons and cost taxpayers $1 billion just to save Liberal seats? I bet he's facing, some real court problems, isn't he?
I'm wrong again, Brian. That would be far too, too sensible, and that would be pragmatic and the obvious thing to do when you're in contempt of the legislature. But no, Energy Minister Chris Bentley is still Energy Minister. He said he is not going to run again. I mean, a lot of people think that poor Chris Bentley was a bit of the fall guy. He got put into the energy role after the last election when Dalton McGuinty knew full well that this was going to be a major issue coming up. So, nope, Chris Bentley, contempt, no, he's still there.
Christina, I can't help but say that a lot of this has to go back to what I was talking about last night. I blamed Rob Ford and the fact that he had to face all this on big labor and the organized left, because that's who was behind this complaint against Rob Ford, and they pushed it. Just like that's who pushed the charges and the story that our mayor here in Ottawa was corrupt and made him go through 2 years of legal problems only to be acquitted. The prorogation rallies against Stephen Harper came from big labor and the organized left, and they try to make it into a big story, and they try to show, oh, look, the people of Canada are rising up. They haven't done the same thing against Dalton McGuinty, even though he did it for extreme partisan reasons. There is a double standard here, both in the media and from big labor in terms of who they will go after.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Dalton McGuinty prorogued Parliament without even any notice that he was going to do that. Suddenly, he held a news conference to say he was resigning. Oh, and by the way, he shut down Parliament. And he somehow or another, word got out that perhaps we should ask if he's running federally. So that became the story that night, not the prorogation. And it's shocking. Where is the prorogation rally here? Where is the outrage?
There's absolutely none. There is outrage over London Mayor Joe Fontana and the fact that he's still in office while he faces RCMP charges. Now, I'll play a little bit of both sides against the middle here. I don't like seeing anybody convicted before they are found guilty. I mean, convicted in the public square sort of thing. But there is a problem with Fontana, isn't there?
Yeah, well, he's facing criminal charges, so and he has not stepped aside, nor will he step aside.
All right, Christina, it sounds like you've got some bells going off where you are, so we'll let you go.
It's getting a little hot here, Brian.
We'll check in with you again soon. Thanks so much, Christina.
Right.
All right. Email me, byline@sunmedia.ca. Set my bells off. More to come.